What if I told you that beneath one of the driest deserts on Earth, Egypt built a river, not of stone, not of myth, but of water? A river so massive, it cuts through the Sahara, invisible from the sky, yet powerful enough to change an entire nation.
As the camera glides over the barren expanse of the Sahara, it portrays a formidable landscape of endless sand dunes, cracked earth, and desolation. This stark visual reality belies an intriguing past, one that is vividly alive with the whispers of lush greenery and vibrant ecosystems. Thousands of years ago, this arid land was transformed by water, where rivers danced across the terrain, nourishing both wildlife and the earliest inhabitants. A glimpse at ancient maps reveals the Sahara in its verdant prime, a forgotten Eden thrumming with life. Ancient animals grazed on plentiful foliage, and human communities thrived alongside flowing waters. However, this paradise was not destined to remain. A profound climate shift initiated the transformation, causing rivers to recede and the once fertile plains to wither into the presently inhospitable desert we recognize today. Yet the story of the Sahara does not end with its desolation. Beneath its expansive surface lies a hidden treasure, the Nubian Sandstone Aquifer system. This vast underground reservoir, tucked away beneath Egypt and surrounding regions, holds one of the largest stores of fossil water on Earth, capturing rainwater that fell over 30,000 years ago. This fossil water is a silent guardian, an ancient reservoir that, if tapped, possesses the potential to sustain burgeoning populations. Egypt now finds itself at a crossroads, faced with a palpable urgency. As the Nile struggles to provide enough water amidst a surging population and escalating agricultural demands, the question looms: should they wait for natural replenishment, or should they delve deeper into the earth to extract the hidden water? This decision carries far-reaching implications, transcending simple survival. It encapsulates the struggle between conservation and necessity. The challenges of the modern age force us to confront the relentless cycle of nature and human ambition. The Sahara, once a cradle of life, now serves as a symbol of lost opportunities and untapped potential. Will Egypt rise to embrace its primordial past, or will the haunting ghost of a green past remain lost beneath the arid sands? The decision to harness the ancient aquifer stands at the precipice of time, a chance to breathe life back into a land desolated but not devoid of hope.
And ground stability in sandy desert conditions. On average, each reservoir covers about 2 hectares, roughly equivalent to nearly 3 standard football fields, large enough to absorb and smooth out flow fluctuations coming from the main canal. The entire reservoir bottom was compacted, then lined with an HDPE or bitumen waterproof layer to prevent seepage and ground settlement. On top of this lining, large concrete panels were either installed or cast in place, forming a durable, load-bearing surface resistant to long-term erosion. All panel joints were carefully sealed to ensure the reservoir can operate reliably for decades. Next, the inlet and outlet control structures were constructed, allowing precise regulation of water levels and distribution of flow into downstream canals or pipelines. Finally, the surrounding embankment slopes were reinforced and finished, turning the regulating reservoir into a hydraulic buffer that protects the entire downstream water conveyance system. After the regulating reservoir, the next stage was the construction of the water control weir. Construction began with deep foundation excavation and shaping of the base to the exact design elevation, ensuring sufficient load-bearing capacity in sandy desert soils. Dense reinforcement steel was installed in segmented bays, forming the structural skeleton for the massive concrete body above. Formwork and scaffolding were then fully assembled, allowing precise shaping of large concrete walls, beams, and slabs. Concrete was poured continuously using long-reach pump booms, evenly layered to create a monolithic structure and minimize construction joints. Throughout the pouring process, elevation and surface flatness were closely monitored to ensure that future water flow would not cause localized erosion. Once the concrete reached the required strength, the formwork was removed, revealing the completed concrete control structure. Once the concrete structure of the gated control dam reached its design strength, the next step was the installation of the water regulating connections at each discharge bay. Large diameter steel pipe sections were precisely lifted into position and aligned coaxially with the openings that had been preformed within the concrete structure. The pipe flanges were pressed against embedded steel-based plates and then secured using high-strength bolts.
In the heart of Egypt, beneath the expansive Sahara, lies a treasure unlike any other. Fossil water, ancient and precious. This water has been buried for eons, carefully hidden away, only to be drawn forth by human endeavor. The lush green desert farms rising against the arid backdrop are a testament to this remarkable feat of engineering, an oasis of life in a realm once deemed inhospitable. Yet as farmers toil diligently under the relentless sun, a shadow looms, a silent question that tugs at the fabric of this delicate enterprise. Supporters of this monumental achievement herald it as a miracle, a lifeline that enables agriculture to flourish where it seemed impossible. The earth, once arid and dry, is now vibrant with crops, feeding a growing population. The verdant fields symbolize hope and sustainability, an oasis crafted by human hands. With every sprout and seed planted, the nation draws closer to ensuring its survival in the 21st century. But critics voice a cautionary tale, warning of the impending doom that accompanies this reliance on borrowed resources. They argue that with each drop of water extracted, Egypt inches closer to a reality where the once plentiful will fade into history, leaving behind desolation. Within these contrasting narratives, the reality for Egypt is stark. No water equates to no food translates into no nation. The artificial river, an engineering marvel, has done much more than simply spur agricultural growth. It has reduced the pressure on the Nile, allowing the river to breathe and replenish itself while simultaneously birthing new economic zones that promise prosperity. Yet, this progress comes at a price. The truth lingers: fossil water is not a renewable resource. Once drawn from the depths, its absence echoes through the centuries, a reminder that what is gained today may be a loss for tomorrow. As the Sahara once more flows, not above but below our feet, the landscape hums with life, but also with uncertainty. It embodies the duality of human ingenuity and ecological fragility. The question remains, will Egypt's engineering prowess lead to enduring triumph, or is it a race against time, where each flourish of green is an act of defiance against a silent timer ticking down to an ecological crisis? Only time will tell, but for now, amidst the growing fields, a fragile beauty perseveres, albeit cloaked in the tension of its own possibility.
This is not just Egypt's story. It's a
in the heart of
warning
the Sahara,
and
a
lesson
transformative
for the
endeavor
future of
commenced as
water.
Egypt embarked on a
Because the
venture
next
that would
great wars
redefine its arid
won't
landscape.
be over land.
This monumental
They'll be over
undertaking
rivers we
involved
can't
drilling
even
deep,
see.
penetrating hundreds of meters into solid rock where no life flourished, creating a pathway to change. Laborers donned hard hats and wielded drills, the air filled with the sounds of machinery, reshaping the subterranean terrain to create something revolutionary. The core of this project is an intricate network of massive underground pipelines designed to transport precious water from deep aquifers. These pipelines, some wider than city tunnels, stretch for hundreds of kilometers beneath the unforgiving desert surface. Engineers meticulously designed each segment to ensure it could withstand the harsh conditions, a true testament to human ingenuity and resilience. The craftsmanship behind this undertaking not only showcases technological advancement, but also reflects a deep commitment to harnessing nature for the benefit of humanity. Unlike Libya's renowned Great Man-Made River, Egypt's system was intricately woven to support burgeoning cities, expansive farms, and thriving industries. Water began its journey from hidden aquifers, through the labyrinth of pipes, triumphantly making its way across the desolate expanse. As the water flowed, it cascaded into lifeless regions, sparking life where it had never existed. The government envisioned a new dawn for the Sahara, and with the burst of water, dreams began to take root in the parched earth. Satellite images captured this transformative moment, revealing lush green patches amid the arid landscape as new farms emerged where sand once reigned supreme. These once desolate lands began to pulse with vitality, cultivating crops that nourished families and communities. Remarkably, cities began to rise, their silhouettes breaking the stark horizon, transforming the desert into a thriving habitat. The breathtaking transformation from barren terrain to flourishing fields was not merely about water, it was about hope and sustenance for an evolving society. This historic project symbolized more than just an engineering marvel. It was about moving the future forward. By pioneering water transport below the surface, Egypt was not just laying down pipelines, it was carving out a new destiny for its people. With every drop of water released into the desert, Egypt turned the page on its narrative, proving that creativity, ambition, and resilience could conquer even the most formidable of landscapes. The artificial river became a beacon of what is possible when a nation dares to dream.